going on, y'all? It's your boy. You know, I love to say that part. You know, y'all know that by now. I got on some real Norman Brown type ish shit. That's good you do. I do you do you good do. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the Jazz Master. And I need no further introduction. As you guys know the punchline by now. Y'all know who it is. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. The Jazz Master. What's going on, my peoples? Anyway, this is the 4th edition of the Jazz Chronicles. And today we're going to talk about the boxing match last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. And I was thoroughly shocked and disappointed at the same time, to say the least, because like I'm a Gervonta, let me just say this clearly, I'm a Gervonta Davis fan. So, you know, to see how he performed last night, it was like, I was just kind of disappointed because I know, you know, what Gervonta is capable of, and he didn't look a bit capable of what I know him to be, you know, as of last night. You know, it's like I don't know, it's just his mind wasn't there. I can tell, like me, I'm a fighter. You know, I used to box, so you know, I know when a person is focused. Like Gervonta just doesn't have that fire anymore. I think a couple months ago he talked about retiring, and you know, he just didn't have. He was saying that he didn't have the fire in him anymore, and I think if he really felt that way. I don't know. I just think like Gervonta was going through some like personal, you know, drama that he may have been dealing with at the time for him to come out and say something like that. But I just, when I thought about it, I was like, okay, he's really dealing with something. But at the same time, I think it's more so than just like personal drama. I think it's also like, you know, the deals that he was getting probably in boxing, you know, because a lot of these boxers and you know, all these boxing fights, they're all about money now, and you know, who can, you know, get the best gate, who can get the better part of the gate. You know, if a certain, you know, person feels like they're the champ, and you know that they bring more like ring cred, and if they bring more hype, or you know, if they bring more attention to the sport, then they feel that they should be like getting the, you know, bigger part of the cut. Now, none of that is neither here nor there when it comes to Gervonta Davis. I'm just saying, you know, all I know is like for someone his age, as young as he is, like Gervonta Davis isn't even 30 years old yet. I don't even think he's 30 years old. So, you know, for him to already be talking retirement, it's just like, whoa, wait up, hold on. Like, you know, there's still, I just feel like, you know, Gervonta still has more to prove in the sport. Like, I feel that I just, you know, there's still names, there's still heads out there that he's got to take. But, you know, I was thinking heads like, you know, Teofimo Lopez and, you know, people like, you know, if Shakur Stevenson moves up from 126 to fight Gervonta, you know, I think, you know, at that point, you know, I don't see that fight ever happening. But I mean, you know, Shakur Stevenson's been talking a lot of stuff. crap. And I just think there's heads out there that Gervonta could still be taken. But uh, according to his performance last night, I don't see how he continues in the sport, because it's like, man, like, yo, you really got your forehead beat in. Like, I don't think he got like bashed like completely. Like, Gervonta, he's always gonna make it a competitive fight. That's what I love about the kid. He's got heart, and he's, always gonna be at the least competitive. However, I just feel like as of yesterday, he just didn't bring his A game. Like, I don't know if there was something on his mind. And then, yo, the freaking knee right in the middle of the round, dude. Like, what are you, crazy? Like, you can't ever do anything like that. That's a rookie mistake. Everybody knows that. Like, any boxing, anybody that's of any kind of like boxing fan, or any kind of like any kind of boxing enthusiast, they know that you never, ever take a knee, because all that's going to signal to the referee is that you went down, or that you need a break or a moment. I'm like, Gervonta, what are you doing, man? Like, and then the stupid excuse that he used, like, I'm like, come on, Gervonta, you can't be serious saying this in front of like 19,000 people in the Barclays Center, talking about, oh, I got grease in my eye. My lady friend, she did my hair just 2 days ago, and the grease was getting in my eye from my hair. But I'm like, that is the lamest excuse ever, dude. Like, I'm just like, come on, Gervonta, you got to do better than that, man. Like, Lamont Roach, from what I know about the pairing of these two, is they both had, sparred with each other many, many times in the past, and they fought each other, in the junior Olympics, back in both of their Olympic trials. They both fought each other many, many times. So Lamont Roach really knew Gervonta Davis's style. It's a lot. One thing that's not told in boxing is that a lot of these fighters, uh, they when they're coming up in the ranks, they eventually see these other fighters from time to time. Like, Roy Jones versus Antonio Tarver. Roy Jones saw Antonio Tarver in the Sunshine Game State, in Florida. They're both from Florida. So, they fought each other on the local circuit and in the Sunshine Games. And, Roy beat Antonio Tarver in the Sunshine State Games. And then he beat him their first professional match. And then, Tarver just done away with Roy Jones after that. He put him away with left hands, and just every like fight 2 and 3, Tarver knocked Jones out in the second fight, and then he basically beat the brakes off Jones in the third. So it's like, after a while, when you come up fighting a fighter, you're like, they eventually get used to your style. But one thing that's not talked about in boxing is how these fighters, how when they all come up on the local circuit, and they know each other's styles from like way back in the day. Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson. Like, Holyfield and Tyson sparred when they were 17 years old. And, well, Tyson was 17, and Holyfield, I think he's like maybe 21 at the time. But, he sparred Mike Tyson enough to know his style, know what he brought to the ring, and everything. So, like, by the time they fought professionally, Holyfield was already ready for Tyson, and it's, that's just how the game goes. So I think with the Lamont Roach, I think he was very well prepared in for Tank. I think he was prepared for Tank's power. He had tasted his power, like, long before they fought professionally. So I think he just kind of knew what Tank was going to bring to the table. and he was definitely prepared for him last night. But man, it's just like I think Lamont Roach, he exposed Tank in a lot of ways because, Tank, from what I can see, I mean, being a boxing enthusiast and a boxing analyst myself, what I saw was every time Tank wound up to throw the left hand, like Lamont would like it's just his short, like he kind of like had the whole shoulder roll Mayweather kind of shoulder roll, or either he would take the shot, he would take the left hand, and he would either take it or he would roll it, and or he would step back and or I think the catch and shoot, and like every time Tank threw his left hand, Lamont was just either stepping back just one edge, pow, he was just like nailing him with the right hand, just like every time Tank threw his left, he was just like step, pow, just sticking him with the right hand. And like you saw Lamont Roach like stop Tank right in his tracks with right hands, and Tank just like froze. It's like he left himself like way open with every time he threw that left hand, he was getting countered with straight rights. And they say in order to beat a left-handed fighter, you gotta you gotta nail him with straight rights. When you're fighting a southpaw as a right-hander, you're fighting for hand position. You can't really you can jab, with a southpaw, but most times you're not really jabbing a southpaw. You're like hand fighting for position to land the right hand. And like Lamont was just bang, he was just catching him like every rip. So like I just think Lamont had his number, and Tank, he act surprised that I mean, luckily it was just a draw. Look, Tank is, I mean, he's still got the blemish on his record, but they ruled it a draw, which still puts a blemish on your record. But the thing is, it's like like now your record is blemished, and it's like I just think, like, I don't know, Tank, who knows, Tank may have taken him lightly. I don't know, but whatever the situation is, Tank was not, you could tell his mind wasn't there. He wasn't focused. He wasn't sharp like he was. Like I know usually Tank takes, he's a slow starter. Usually he's reading data. He's, downloading information as he's like circling. And, usually he's like a late starter. He usually doesn't get started to like the fourth, fifth round, in boxing in anyways. But he got started, too late. I mean, he landed some, Lamont Roach just got way out ahead of him, and I think he outpointed him. Like when I had Lamont Roach winning that fight, actually. Now, like I said, they gave a draw to both of the fighters, and Tank did come on in the last 3 rounds. He did come on. He landed some awesome power shots, and I think one of those power shots like even buckled Roach, but I think it was just a little too late, and like I say, Tank is, fortunate to come out with a draw, because he almost got, handed his first loss, and he should have been handed his first loss because he took that knee. Had the referee counted that knee that Tank took, he would have lost that fight. He's fortunate that the referee didn't count that knee. And Tank went back to the corner and he was like wiping his eyes and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, Tank, what are you doing, man? This is not good for the optics, man. But anyway, y'all, that's my 2 cents on the fight between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. Let me know what y'all think about it. Do me a favor, like, comment, share, do what you got to do. It's your boy, the Jazz Master. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. The Jazz Master. All right now, y'all. I'm outie, and y'all have a good day. All right now. No, let that. All right. What? What?